drive in a run. And it's 2-0 Rio Hondo. With one out, runner on first. And Nadia Landeros at the plate. So first four batters for the Rio Hondo Roadrunners made solid connection. And a 2-0 count here to Landeros. Walk. So tough start for the Cougars.
Designated player Mariah Ruiz.
And here's Mariah Ruiz up the bat. She pinch hit last game. Now she's in the starting lineup. And Cuesta pitcher, freshman pitcher. Bella Garcia finds herself in a hole right away, first inning.
That's a tough one.
All right, good hit. So another hit. Infield hit, just hit again. Just out of the reach of Gabriella Poolwich, third. And we have bases loaded with one out. And Roadrunners already put two on, two across. Three games the Cougars did have their sophomore ceremony. And they recognize their four sophomores. Sydney Wilds, who hit the game-winning hit in Game 1, along with Mary Mazenak, as all-conference second-teamer last year, and Emily Valdez, also an all-conference second-teamer last year, who was this week's California Community College Athletic Association, the 3CAA,
Monica Gutierrez,
Player of the Week after an outstanding week last week. And first team all-conference and last year's team MVP, Allura Neal. All four were celebrated in between the games. Cougars maybe need to shake off the celebratory celebration and get back to work here as Roadrunners came out on fire Game 2. Four hits, 2 runs, bases loaded, only one out. And Bella Garcia's got Mariah Gutierrez down 0-2. And the last two have been foul balls. So 4 straight strikes for Garcia, who's coming back. Coaxes a pop-up. Neal is there at second base, infield fly, and they're going to call that. So now there's 2 away. And the batter is Janie Vasquez, freshman out of Scher High School in Montebello.
Janet Vasquez.
If she can get her. Called strike 1. Freshman right-hander Bella Garcia trying to pitch her way out of a jam. do well to get out of here with just 2 runs. And there's a pop-up. That's going to be out of play, though. First baseman Shayla Bautista gave chase, but well out of play. Bautista played third base last game, over at first in this game. Rest of Cougars infield pretty much stays the same. Second base is Allura Neal. Shortstop Reese Tartaglia. And moving into third is Gabriella Poole. And there's a strikeout in the inning. So Garcia recovers strongly, but still gives up 2 runs, 4 hits, while leaving 3 on
Rio Hondo
in the first
gets 2
inning.
runs on 4 hits. They lead 2-zip, middle of the first.
Cougars start off with Valdez, Gray, and Tartaglia. So a little bit of a slow start there for the Cougars, game 1. And the Cougars start off with Valdez, Gray, and Tartaglia. That trio combined for 7 hits, 3 runs, and 4 RBIs last game. So hopefully that they can get the Cougars back in action right away. For the Roadrunners, they're going to start off with the pitcher who ended last game, Lord Soria. She ended up taking the loss in the opener in extra innings. And behind the plate will be Landeros. So here's the Cougars switch hitting leadoff hitter, Emily Valdez. And it's not like baseball where left-hander faces right-hander, right-hander faces left-hander. Valdez will change left or right depending on the point of the game. And right now she's batting right. Takes low and away, ball 1. And she lofts one out to left field, and that's off the fence. That's an easy double. Easy stand-up double for Valdez. Probably about 3 feet long, short of a home run right there, but that's a smooth, easy swing. That looked like she just made straight contact right there. It looked like it was a nice soft hit, but it carried. Wind barely blowing out there.
Left fielder,
but the Cougars have a runner in scoring position. And left fielder get Kaylin Gray at the plate. And that's low ball 1. So if Gray can put anything in the outfield, that will definitely score Valdez and get the Cougars back in this game. And here we go. Cougars. Gray takes one in the leg. And first and second for Reese Tartaglia.
Shortstop, number 14, Reese Tartaglia.
Sorry, maybe trying to set up a forced play at either base. But
yeah, exactly. So that we're like 5 minutes from siesta. So like if she has
I tell you, it takes strike 1. Good speed on the bases for the Cougars. Oh, that isn't great. Both capable of scoring on a deep single. Tartaglia down 0-2. Takes low and away. Ball one. Valdez caught in a pickle. There's a base running error right there by the Cougars. Valdez got caught in a pickle. Gray tried to make it to second, then didn't get back to first when Gray got to second. So umpires conference right there. They thought that maybe they had a double play, but they didn't. Rio Hondo gets the one out, but they did not get Valdez. So Cougars have one out now. Runner on second. An unforced error by the Cougars right there. And a 2-2 count to Tartaglia. Good job by the Roadrunners to get an out right there. Valdez is one of those players that is almost faster than the ball sometimes. And very tough to get picked off. And full cut to Tartaglia. Tartaglia does lead the Cougars with 24 RBI. He's got the power, so he can hit doubles and home runs. 5 doubles, a home run this year. But goes down swinging. Cougars have 2 outs, and the batter is first baseman Shayla Batista. She takes outside ball 1. Bautista is hitting a team high 400 right now. And 2-1 to Bautista. And count even at 2-2. And outside, Bautista's on the bases. Cougars have first and second again. And the batter's Allura Neal.
Second baseman Allura Neal.
Allura takes ball one outside low. The Cougars trying to make up after running themselves out of a possible big inning. Back to runners at first and second, 2 outs. Neal takes another ball. And pops it up. That should be out of play. And the count's even 2-2. Neal connects one. That's going to go in the gap. That's at least one run. Bautista will make it a third stand-up double. So Cougars on the board. And the Roadrunners lead cut in half. And here's the pitcher, Bella Garcia, with a chance to help herself. 2 runners in scoring position. Sigel here could give the Cougars the lead. Garcia pops it up back over the into the stands. And Cuesta coach Janelle Guadagno had to talk to the base umpire. Not sure what call is there. The conversation continues. Hasn't been a play on the bases since the original Cougars running themselves into an out early in the inning for the first out of the inning. Wonder if there's a sign stealing issue or what's happening here. Rio Hondo assistant Ernest Monroy kind of wandered out there to see what was happening. And nothing changes, and the game's back on. 0-1 count to Bella Garcia. Runners in second and third with 2 out here for the Cougars in the first inning. Ball outside, and the count's even at 1-1. Takes a big swing. One ball, 2 strikes. See a bit. And we have another conversation. They're looking for the legal pitch. Is that?
I think he called it a ball. I think it's 2-1, but I'm not sure. Count blue.
And that wasn't a legal pitch, and that's what we're watching for. Confirms the conversation earlier. It was about an illegal pitch. That one was called. And Garcia gets a 2-1 count. And gets one high up above the letters, 3-1. It's always tough with a pitcher when you feel like you're in a groove and have an umpire tell you that you're doing something off. And so Soria is going to try and has to regroup here. And that's a solid line drive by Garcia, but it just happens to go straight to Vasquez. And so that's a big square L7 in the scorebook as the Cougars put up 1 run on 2 hits, leave 2 on. And Soria is going to come back, the pitcher for Rio Hondo, going to come up to try and help herself before Aldretti and Bravo come to the plate for the Roadrunners.
I think on her step, she was stepping outside the lane. I think. Yeah. You can kind of see where the big dirt mark is outside the lane. Bell just did the same thing.
So there you go, the Cougars 1 run and Rio Hondo 2. And it's shaping up like it's going to be just like last game. Another down to the wire 1-run game. And leading off for Rio Hondo will be the pitcher. Lourdes Soria, sophomore from Gabrielino High School in San Gabriel. Bats right, throws right. So here's Lourdes to fake Bella Garcia. And ball low, ball 1.
So
1-1 count. Low and inside, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Evens the count 2. And strike 3. As Bella Garcia strikes out her opposite number as the pitcher of the Roadrunners, Lourdes Soria, goes down and strikes.
Now batting number 9, Angelina Andretti.
Which brings up the leadoff hitter, Angelina Andretti. Andretti live ball. Right to Reese Tartaglia, 2 away.
Ashley Bravo.
The batter is Ashley Bravo. She sees strike one. Pops it up. Foul. Kaylin Gray makes chase. And makes the catch in foul territory. Diving catch. Looks like she's okay. As she caught the ball, she kind of rolled over on her wrist. But she seems like she's okay. So, Roadrunners down in order. No runs, no hits, none left. Cuesta will send up Wilds, Mazenak, and Kober. Bottom of the order in the bottom of the second. A little bit about the pitcher for the Roadrunners, Lourdes Soria. As I said, a sophomore out of San Gabriel. And she is 4-4. Comes in the game 4-4 overall. 5 complete games, an ERA of 3.72. And has struck out 42 batters in her 52 innings, so about six batters a game. And right now hanging on to a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the second. Sawyer is going to face the batter who ended last game against her. They gave her her 6th loss of the season. Sydney Wilds, who had RBI base hit, game-winning RBI last game, win the opener of this doubleheader. And it is Sydney again, designated player for the Cougars. She takes ball 1. Sydney's game-winning hit brought her average up to 200, so. And she takes ball 2. So she's at the Mendoza line. If you guys remember, the former Pirates and Mariners shortstop in the 70s, Mario Mendoza, who that phrase is named after. That means the 200 level. If you can hit 200, you are at the Mendoza line, which is a little unfair for poor Mario, because I think he hit about 2.16 for his career. We'll get our stat guys on that to make sure I'm not inflating Mario Mendoza's average too much. So Soria pitching carefully around Wilds. Is 3-1 count. Wilds, another base hit. So she's been a little bit closer to where Mario Mendoza actually was. Our stat guys have told us that his career batting average was actually 215, not the 200 that he is famous for. So Wilds is climbing up there right there with another base hit. 2 in a row for her. And it brings up Mara Mazenak. Mazenak's bunt just almost got caught up on the chalk, but instead rolls foul, strike 1. This time Mazenak's foul goes back into the screen, 0-2. And a swing and a miss. One out for the Cougars. And that brings up the catcher, Ashley Kober.
Number 1, Ashley Kober.
Kober takes ball 1. Kober hitting .274 in the season. She's got a 2-0 count right now. Apparently the scoreboard is a little behind. It is a long way from the press box to the scoreboard, so that may be a bit of a delay, but that's a ball 4 for Kober. Gives Cougars first and second, 1 out with Emily Valdez up at plate. Valdez skies one into shallow center. And a great play by Ashley Bravo coming out from second base. That was going to look like a tweener between her and Aldretti at center as they both made chase. But a great play, diving away into the outfield, diving into the outfield right there for Bravo.
Fielder Kaylin Gray.
And that's 2 away with runners at first and second. Kaylin Gray up. Gray got on in the first inning, but got caught halfway in a steal in a pickle. And base running error cost the Cougars a chance at a real big inning. They still got a run, but not as big as it could have been. So 0-2 right now to Gray as she fouls one back into the screen. Couple ducks on the pond for her. See, Skies went into foul territory in left field. Just out of play. Low and away. And another pop-up right there, and right there to take care of it is Nadine Marquez. The Cougars. No runs, 1 hit, they leave a pair on. And into the third, Rodriguez, Marquez, and Landeros due up for the Roadrunners. The Cougars 2 more home games left in the season. Next Wednesday's makeup game with Santa Barbara City. And then a long time on the road before they come back 8 days later, a little over a week later, to face local rival Allen Hancock in their final Western State Conference game. Right now the Cougars are in second place in the conference. They can hold on to that spot right there. They'll get an automatic playoff berth. Top 2 teams in every conference automatically go in. Right now, Ventura is undefeated. They've beaten the Cougars once. Ventura is undefeated in conference play at 7-0. The Cougars right behind them at 6-2. And in good position for the playoffs. So Cougars have a chance if they can go 8-2 in conference with wins in their final 2 home games right there, and then win a couple more on the road. First time back in the playoffs in almost 8 years. We'll get our stat guy on that.
Roadrunners here in the top of the third. Number 12, Liana Rodriguez.
So leading off the Roadrunners is Liana Rodriguez here in the top of the third. And the Cougars, I shouldn't say almost 8 years. Cougars' last playoff berth was 2015, so exactly 8 seasons ago. As Rodriguez takes a strike. And strike 2, swing and a miss. And she pops one out in the left. It's going to go foul. Gray gives chase, but just out of her reach. Ground ball, Tartaglia, easy. Over to Bautista. And that's 1 down for the Roadrunners. 6-3 put out. Brings up Nadine Marquez.
Now batting Nadine Marquez.
Marquez watches strike 1. Big swing for Marquez. That goes foul ball, strike 2. Marquez got a hit and an RBI her first time up. And she lofts one into left. Gray gives chase, settles underneath it, and that's out number 2.
Nadia Landeros.
And the batter's catcher, Nadia Landeros. Landeros walked last time up. It's just outside, ball 1. And she pops one off just off to her right here. Over by our cameraman, Adam Chewy. He remains unharmed up on the dugout out of the camera. And into the gap. Valdez gives chase. Valdez hauls it in.
Three down. 2-1 Rio Hondo.
As the Roadrunners go down in order. Cougars 3, 4, 5. Tartaglia, Bautista, and Neal due up in the bottom of the third. So Valdez right now has got one hit in her 2 at bats. Cougars a little slow on the offense today. Out hit today so far in this game, 3-4. Kind of unexpected there. But there's a trail 2-1. Both teams have a pair of doubles so far.
Leading off for the Cougars.
And here we are, the shortstop, Reese Tartaglia leading off. Takes ball 1. And ball 2. I tell you, it takes high above the letters. And strike right down the middle. Tartaglia taking all the way. He pops it up, left field.
Shayla Bautista.
And Vasquez is there to take it. Sheila Bautista back up now, first baseman. She pops it up too. But this time it lands. Again, one of those seeing eye hits, bounced in between 4 different road runners and then bounced foul for strike 1. It's one of those I got it, no you go type things, where nobody actually went for the ball. 4 had a chance for it. But Batista fouls it back. 0-2. Batista's got her right shoulder wrapped up, is reaching for that shoulder. Actually overextended it on that swing. And then she gets called on strikes. So 2 down. And second baseman Allura Neal.
Allura Neal.
Neal pops it up into left. Vasquez makes the play. And the Cougars are retired in order. In the bottom of the third. After 3 full, Rio Hondo Roadrunners 2, your Cougars 1. In the fourth, Ruiz, Gutierrez, and Vasquez due up for Rio Hondo. Give you a kind of a rundown for both teams. Roadrunners play in the 9-team South Coast Conference, which contains top-ranked teams like Mount San Antonio, perennial favorite for the state championships, along with Pasadena and tough Cerritos teams. Long Beach is still the Long Beach team that is currently 10-3 in conference, 17-8 overall, and ranked 4th in their conference. Rio Hondo is down there in 6th place, or tied for 5th place with LA Harbor. Harbor's 13-10. Rio Hondo 10-10 after their loss to the Cougars in the opener. And all the way down to Compton, it's 0-9 and 0-10 on the season. So realistically, Rio Hondo, with the strength of their conference, may have an opportunity to play in the playoffs. Cougars, on the other hand, are in 2nd place in the conference, Western State Conference, with a 6-2 record, behind 7-0 Ventura, with their next 2 home games, Santa Barbara and Hancock, both tied at 3rd place at 3-3 against the conference.
Leading off here in the top of the 4th.
With Moorpark, Santa Monica,
Ruiz.
or with Moorpark and Winless Pierce bringing up the rear. So Mariah Ruiz to lead off the top of the 4th against Garcia. Looks in to Cobra for the signal, and the pitch fouled off down the 3rd baseline. Cougars have shown the ability to play with pretty much anybody this season, as Garcia gets 0-2 on Ruiz, and Ruiz chops another one down the 3rd baseline. Remember, their first conference game of the season was against then undefeated Santa Barbara, and Santa Barbara has fallen down, and they are behind the Cougars in conference right now. Cougars will have another game against the Vaqueros later. Opportunity for a win. Count remains 0-2 against Ruiz. Ball in the dirt, 1-2. And then, of course, just last week, the Cougars gave another loss to number 3 Monterey Peninsula, who had only lost one game earlier in the season. And Monterey now has 2 losses, as Garcia goes 2-2 to Ruiz. Ruiz fights off another one. Count remains 2-2. Ruiz works it to 3-2. Ruiz earns herself a walk after an 0-2, fighting off about 4 foul balls, and gets the leadoff walk.
First baseman,
Always,
Gutierrez.
always a dangerous position to be in with a leadoff walk. The batter is Monica Gutierrez. And Gutierrez takes one for the team. Runners in 1st and 2nd, no outs. Took that one right in the calf. Made an attempt to get out of the way, unable to do so. And the batter's number 4, Janie Vasquez.
Now batting Janet Vasquez.
Well executed squeeze play by Vasquez. Advances Ruiz and Gutierrez into scoring position with the sack bunt. And here's the pitcher, Lord Soria, with an opportunity to help herself here. Swing and a miss. Oh, 2 to Soria. Ball 1-2. Soria enters this game. This is her 6th at bat of the season. So Soria has not had a lot of time at the plate. This is her 6th plate appearance of the season. Not somebody Garcia wants to lose right now as they go 3-2. Great catch. And they double him up. So Kaylin Gray, I'd be a little bit impressed by Soria. She ripped that ball right out there. Gray makes a great catch, turns and catches Gutierrez hanging off of second base. So an L7-4 double play. And gets Garcia out of a second and third one-out jam. So, Rio Hondo, no runs, no hits. They leave one on. Bottom 4th, Cougars send up Garcia, Wilds, and Mazenak.
She's got a great arm out in left field.
I will say that was an impressive hit out into left field as the pitcher Lord Soria really got a hold of that one. Unfortunately, right at Kaylin Gray, and she remains hitless on the season. And right there, that her 6th official at bat of the season. But she got a hold of that one. She had struck out 3 of her first 4 full at bats. And has 1 walk in that fly out. So, and here's Cuesta's pitcher, Bella Garcia.
Now batting here in the bottom of the 4th, Bella Garcia.
Bella Garcia is, of course, a proven quantity at the plate for the Cougars. As she plays, when she's not in the pitching circle, she's at first base for the Cougars. And always in the lineup. Batting 6th for the Cougars today, while still in the pitching circle. And she fouls one back. She's 0-2 right now. Score remains 2-1 here in the 4th inning. Lord Soria rise ball. And Garcia just gets a piece of that. So 0-2. As the battle of the pitchers continues here. Sorry, change of the angles, a little low ball right there. 1-2 count. And swing and a miss as Garcia goes down. One out, and the batter, Sydney Wilds. Wilds gets a piece of one. And pops it out to Leilani Rodriguez at shortstop.
Right fielder Mara Mazanak.
And right fielder Mara Maznak's up. Mazanak watches strike one. And strike two at the outside corner. Little chopper with Maznak's speed. That could be tough. She's safe. Not even close. Nice speed by Maznak. She just got a piece of that ball and got down the line in a hurry. And the Cougars have a base runner with 2 outs. And the catcher, Ashley Kober.
Number 1, the catcher, Ashley Kober.
Up in the eyes, ball 1. Let her high fastball, ball 2. Or sorry, not ball 2, even strike 1, strike 2, 1-1. In the dirt again. Soria definitely mixing her levels up. Giving all the hitters different levels. Likes to keep it nice high above the letters, or now down and below these. Nothing right in the meat of the bat of the strike zone. And it's a 3-1 count to Kober. And that one was right down the middle right there. That's the first pitch he's had at belt high in a while. So count is full to Kober. And Kober gets another one and fouls back. Sawyer to Kober. And delivery. And that's strike 3. Cougars, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 1 on. Into the 5th.
No runs on 1 hit. They're trailing 2-1 after 4.
Rio Hondo set up top of the order. Aldretti, Bravo, Rodriguez. We're into the fifth. Aldretti, Bravo, Rodriguez. Each of them have a hit in the game so far. Aldretti and Bravo were both have doubles.
Leading off Rio Hondo here in the top of the fifth, Angelina Andrade.
The game right now. Rio Hondo scored twice in the top of the first. Cougars scored once in the bottom of the first. Since then, it's been goose eggs across the board. No runs in the last few innings. Both teams have 4 hits. And 2 of them are both doubles. So O'Neill misplays the hop, and runner is on.
Ashley Bravo.
And here's the batter, number 6, Ashley Bravo. Takes ball high. Bravo had a double in the first inning. It is and owns one of the Roadrunners' runs. Her sac bunt moves Aldretti over to second with 1 out. And here's Leona Rodriguez. Rodriguez had an RBI in the first inning. She's 0 for 2 on the game. Swing and a miss. Ball, strike 1. Ball low, 1-1. Delivery from Garcia. Fouled off. 1-2. A little high and inside. Cobra throws down to second. Aldretti easily back safe. 2-2 count. Leilani Rodriguez bloops one into left. But Gray makes the catch. And that's for the second time today. Heads up play. Kaylin Gray with an outfield double play, 7-4 double play, F7-4. So very heads up, great play out there from Kaylin Gray. You don't see too many double plays with the left fielder involved, and that's 2 today. So
2-1. Rio Hondo.
I don't think we've had an infield double play today, but we've had 2 from Kaylin Gray in left field. So Cougars, bottom of the 5th, top of the order, Valdez, Gray, and Tartaglia. The score remains all the runs, all 3 runs of the game so far, scored in the first inning. 2 in the top of the first by Rio Hondo and 1 by the Cougars.
Bottom of the 5th, Emily Valdez.
And here's the Cougars, top of the order. Emily Valdez, reigning 3CAA player of the week. As Soria looks in, looks down at her arm. Pitchers don't really look in to see the catcher signals anymore. They listen to see what the coach says from third base, and then they look at their arm to see what that code meant. So catchers are literally the receivers these days, it seems, more and more, instead of the person who calls the game. And they may have wanted to rethink that one because we have a tie ball game as Emily Valdez hits it over the left field fence, right over the 230 sign to tie the game 2-2. So that was line drive home run. At first, I was wondering if it was going to carry high enough to go over the fence, but it definitely had a lot of oomph behind it and cleared it easily.
Now batting Kaylin Gray.
Kaylin Gray, the left fielder. Tie game, no outs. Here in the 5th. Rise ball up above the eyeballs. Yet, Gray watching 2 pitches way above the letters. Then low and away outside, ball 3. Soria has become cautious after that clout by Gray. Or clout by Valdez, and Gray takes a free pass. Runner on first for shortstop Reese Tartaglia at the plate.
Now batting shortstop Reese Tartaglia.
Here comes Rio Hondo's coach, Bianca Urquidi. Her 17th season with the Roadrunners, and she's going to make a pitching change. She's bringing in Bianca Ortega, number 1.
Bianca Ortega now pitching for the Roadrunner.
Ortega, this is only her 2nd appearance of the season. Ortega's 1-0. Pitched 11.2 innings. This is her 7th appearance of the season. She's only started 1 game where she went 1-0 with the complete game. She's pitched 11.2 innings of the season, striking out 6 during that time. She has not allowed an earned run this season. So 0.00 ERA, by far the best on the team. But again, that's only in 11.2 innings, and including a complete game shutout. She has allowed 1 run, 4 hits. That run was unearned. So here is Brianna Ortega to face the Cougars. Shortstop, Reese Tartaglia. And strike one. Low and at the knees, but right there in the strike zone. And that'll be high ball one above the letters. See, the Rio Hondo's pitchers really like to work up and down before coming in the middle. And there you go, another letter high. Right above the letters. 2-1. That one is below the knees. And the count's 2-2. They'll call it strike. Evens the count at 2. Cougars got Gray at first. Game's all tied at 2. Tartaglia fouls one off back behind the backstop. Ortega sets the delivery down the middle, and Tartaglia just misses that. Count remains 2-2. Cougars have no outs. Gray at first, even the game. On an Emily Valdez home run. As the game is tied at 2 here in the 5th. Bit of a dirt ball and a changeup right there by Ortega, and it's a full count. Tartaglia fights one off. That's going to land. And Gray just stepped off the back. She didn't quite get to halfway and got caught right there. So that ends up a single for Tartaglia, despite Gray getting forced at second. So one out. Here's the first baseman, Shayla Batista. Batista fouls one off to the right. Batista hits it hard to second. And out on the fielder's choice. Roadrunners try to turn two. Sent it near the Cougars' dugout. So 2 down. Runner first. Viller Neal.
Now batting Laura Neal.
So good work by the Roadrunners is eliminating the Cougars. Cougars connecting but not able to stay at second base. As Rio Hondo's taken out the lead runner for the last 2 outs. And Neal, and again, lead runner is out.
Cougars pick up a run on 2 hits. Game is tied.
Cougars 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 on. And into the 6th, Rio Hondo will be sending up Marquez, Landeros, and Ruiz. So far today, 4 hits for each team. I'm sorry, no correction. Cougars 6 hits, 2 runs on 6 hits. They had 1 error. And the Rio Hondo 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Rio Hondo scored both their runs in the top of the first. It's been goose egg since then, the last 4 innings. Cougars scored once in the bottom of the first and just scored again to tie the game on Emily Valdez's solo home run to lead off the inning. So top of the 6th.
Leading off here in the 6th, Nadine Marquez.
Is Nadine Marquez, number 14, against Bella Garcia. Versus high, ball 1. Fastball down the middle. And count 1-1. Again, fastball by Garcia. A little power pitching. Marquez, who is the cleanup hitter and the Roadrunners lineup, lines one, and we had center fielder Emily Valdez playing in a little bit, had to jump to make the catch, and did. So there's line out.
Landeros.
Valdez is first out, and here is Natalia Landeros. And Mara Maznak comes in to make that catch and right. Landeros couldn't get around on another Garcia fastball. Got a good chunk of it,
Now batting Mariah.
but just flared it out to right field where Maznak was waiting. And a ground ball to second for Ruiz, and Rio Hondo down in order. The 6-pitch inning for Garcia. The Cougars will be sending it up Garcia, Wilds, and Maznak. Again, like the game 1, we are tied in this game, 2-2. Game 1 went to 9 innings. Cougars having to come back to win that one. And here we are, game 2. Tied at 2 here in the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th. Pitcher Bella Garcia has a chance to help herself out here, as she's knotted in a 2-2 tie. Fouled by Sydney Wiles, who hit the game winner in game 1. And then Mara Maznak. Second team all-conference, one of the 4 sophomores being recognized today on Sophomore Day here at Cuesta College. So here's Garcia with a chance to help herself out.
up here in the bottom of the 6th, Bella Garcia.
So first one, ball a little outside. Low ball 2. Garcia chops down a rise ball like she's Paul Bunyan and drives it into the Cougars dugout. And it's 2-1. And she chases another rise ball, 2-2. Ortega keeps pounding the upper edge of the zone. Rise balls. Garcia just fought that off. Stays low, Garcia fouls another one off. A little off speed. And Garcia forces the full count. Ortega's delivery. Just outside. So Garcia works herself a walk and brings up Sydney Wilds. Cuesta coach Jadal Guadagno wants to save her pitcher's legs, it looks like. As Sarah Tallarico goes to run at first base for Garcia.
Sarah Tallarico coming in to run. Sydney Wilds.
So Sydney Wilds at the plate. Sarah Tallarico at first. Wilds shows bunt, takes strike 1. Shows bunt again, ball 1. Called strike. 1-2 count to Wilds. And low, ball 2. Wilds fouls it off. Count remains 2-2. Base hit by Wilds. Runners at first and second. Runners at first, second, and Maznak's going to turn over and bat from the right side. Cougars, no outs, first and second. Maznak from the right side. Squares the bunt, fouls it back. So 0-1 count. Maznak steps in. Squares again. 0-2. Maznak, after missing twice with the bunt, goes back to the left side. Takes low, ball one. One, two. Pitch to Maznak. Line drive. And nearly a triple play. Lined it straight to the third baseman, who threw it over to second for the out. Doubled up Talarico. So Cougars 2 outs now. With Ashley Kober up and Sydney Wilds at first base. So Cougars run themselves out of the inning a little bit there. Runners up first and second, no outs. Now runner on first, 2 outs. Kober, that's trouble, and that'll land for a single. Cougars back at first and second. Right down the right field line. Wilds advances the second, and Valdez is back up. Coming from the right side. Two outs. Runners first and second. Emily Valdez at the plate against Brianna Ortega. Valdez pops it up. Foul off to the right side. Low and away. Counts. Yeah. Counts 1-1. Ground ball. big opportunity right there. Get out of the inning. Error by the shortstop gives the Cougars the lead as Wilds comes around to score. Coburn moves to third, and Valdez is now at seconds. The runners, second and third, could be a big inning for the Cougars here with Gray up. Finally had a chance to get Valdez out. But her speed can make a infielder rush their throw, and that's exactly what happened. Rodriguez threw her into the dirt.
Now batting Kaylin Gray.
So with 2 outs, Cougars get a break and the lead. 3-2. So Kaylin Gray, runners at second and third. Base hit will score 2. And she goes 0-2. Big swing by Gray. And there it is. There's a single. Valdez will stop at third. Just through the infield. So runners on the corners. And the Cougars have a 4-2 lead with Reese Tartaglia at the plate.
Now batting Reese Tartaglia.
Wonder if the Cougars will try and a double steal again as they did last time with Valdez. It cost them an inning. He's got great speed with Valdez at third. And that's over. That's going to be a 2-run thing. As Tartaglia hits another double and drives in both runs. Center fielder Aldretti was playing in a little bit, about halfway, which was a mistake with Tartaglia, who's got a lot of power. And she drives in both Valdez and Gray.
Now batting Shayla Batista.
The batter's first baseman Shayla Batista. Still 2 outs, runner on second. Batista sees strike 1. Cougars now in command of the game with a 6-2 lead. They have out-hit the Roadrunners 10-4 in game 2. Ball in the dirt, 1-1. Low ball 2. Two outs, 2-1 count to Shayla Batista at second base. Reese Tartaglia. Ground ball to third. And Gutierrez digs it out. Low throw from Marquez, and the Cougars are retired. 5-3 put out. Takes us to the 7th inning. Cougars, bottom of the 6th, 4 runs on 4 hits. They leave 1 on, 1 error caused by the Roadrunners. All runs ended up unearned because of that error, with Gutierrez, Vasquez, and Ortega due up for the Roadrunners.
Going to
So top of the 7th coming up. Gutierrez, Vasquez, and Ortega. Due up. So got a word of pinch hitting for Gutierrez in the 7th spot. Will be Santiago. So Jacqueline Santiago will be leading off top of the 7th. So it'll be Santiago, Vasquez, and Ortega. So here's
Pinch hitting Jacqueline Santiago.
Santiago. Takes ball outside. Don't want to jinx it, but so far in this game, 4 hits for the Roadrunners. All of them the top half of the order. And Santiago goes down looking. Down the batter. Janie Vasquez swings and a miss.
Batting Janet Vasquez.
You've got Janie on your roster, and coach put her as Janet. So I don't know what. Someone's got a typo somewhere.
Yeah. Vasquez pops it up. Just out of foul territory as Sheila Batista gives chase.
No palm tree over here.
No, so 0-2 to Vasquez. Little inside, ball 1. Low and away, ball 2. Three straight balls brings Vasquez up to a full count. As Garcia tries not to let her off the hook. And there's a pop-up. Allure Neal goes from second base to nearly foul territory, right on the line. They take the pop-up. And the Cougars are 1 out away from the sweep. As Brianna Ortega comes to the plate.
Ortega batting.
Ball inside to Bianca Ortega. She has done a nice job after giving up 2 runs at the top of the first to shut down the Roadrunners. As she goes 1-2 with Ortega, 1 strike away from picking up the victory. Ortega battles off. Another one. Tartaglia settles underneath the pop-up, and that is the ball game. Cougars take the sweep against the Rio Hondo Roadrunners.
Take the second game, 6-2.
Rio Hondo out of Whittier, California.
Coming out and supporting Cuesta softball this
Your
afternoon.
Cougars take the game
Come
2,
out Wednesday
6-2.
30,
Winning pitcher Bella Garcia improves to 6-7 on the season.
Santa Barbara.
Well, Rio Hondo's Lord Soria falls to 4-6.
You know, I've never made a mistake before, so.
Your Cougars are back in action on April 4th at Ventura. They have a busy week in the Western State Conference. April 4th, they're at Ventura, currently undefeated Ventura, top team in the conference right now. Cougars are in second place. Then on April 5th, back home for Santa Barbara. And then on the 6th, back at Santa Barbara. Before the 7th, they have a doubleheader at LA Valley and Van Nuys. So the Cougars have a busy week coming up. So they will rest up over the next 2 days, over the weekend. And Monday at Ventura, or Tuesday at Ventura, Wednesday back at Cuesta, Thursday at Santa Barbara, Friday a doubleheader at LA Valley and Van Nuys. So that does it for us here at Cuesta College. Your Cuesta Cougars take the doubleheader. With game 2, a 6-2 victory over Rio Hondo. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Peter Schuler. We'll see you next time.
See you Wednesday, I guess, huh?
Okay. You want me to come down there? I'll fill your couch.
Good timing on that one.
I think I'm done.
Best part was first game when the girls put their sleeve on and he throws the pitch, you go
Thank you, Richie.
right past the catcher and I don't think that was on the sleeve. And I just, man, you just cracking me up all day. Where did you get this stuff, man? This is all. I'm glad you were here today.
I don't get to do it when I announce, so yeah, take my chances.
And every time you mention my daughter, Sydney, I was just like, Sydney Wild, so I was just like, man, I don't really like you.